Good morning. Welcome back to Marietta College Esports. My name is Matt Williamson. I'll be here commentating for the remainder of our esports matches. So we have our Rocket League. We had our Rocket League match earlier, and now we're going to be having our Overwatch match in just a minute. We do have the lobby set up, so I'm going to get you the starting lineup real quickly, since they could be starting any minute now. So at tank, we have Neptune and Lorix. For DPS, we have Shaken Dwarf and Chuck. So just to mention that for tanks, it's Morgan White and Ali Muhammad. For DPS, we have Drayton Piper and Yusuf Altanek. And then for support, we have Brimstone and Granny Sinead. So Ian Darling and Manning Shaw. So we do have the lobby set up. So this is a best of 3 against Mount Vernon Nazarene University. So looks like we're going to be doing Kings Row first. So Marietta will be on the blue side, and Mount Vernon Nazarene will be on the red side. So it looks like Mount Vernon's just doing a quick swap at the last second. So we're just getting a couple of things here for you. Just as a programming note, as we are waiting, we will have our League of Legends match around noon today. Now, it depends how long this match goes. If this goes a little over an hour, then this will go. That means the League of Legends match will start up after the Overwatch match. So just doing a swap here. So once they have that, we will be good to go. Yeah, so we're just waiting for the last person. So while we're waiting, so thank you for joining us today. If you want to get the latest updates of what goes on with Marietta College Esports, please be sure to follow us on social media. You can follow us on Facebook at Marietta College Esports. You can follow us on Twitter at Marietta Esports. You can even follow our YouTube channel. That's bit.ly, so is it bit.ly, I guess, / Marietta College Esports. Or you can probably just search Marietta College Esports on YouTube and you'll find it there as well. So all of our matches are broadcasted or at least they are uploaded to the YouTube channel a week after the broadcast. So next week you will be able to see these matches here. And in fact, if you missed the matches with Muskingum last week, they're now up on YouTube. Now, if you don't want to wait that long to see any of the matches, if you want to watch the VODs for this match next week, you can always subscribe to our Twitch channel. So there are perks to the subbing. So you do get instant access to our VODs. You do get access to our emotes. In fact, because of your support, we now have a brand new emote, the Pio Smile emote. We're very excited about it, so thank you for allowing us to be able to share that with you. So feel free to have those smiles in the chat. I know our players always ask about any smiles out there, and there can be smiles out there, so we can see those smiles. And with even more support, we'll be able to even expand our Twitch channel even further. All right, so it looks like the roster is updated, so they got their swap in. So once again, this will be on Kings Row. So Marietta will start on offense. I mean, it is competitive play, so you guys should know the drill by now, how competitive play works. So once everyone is good, we'll get this game for you. So hang tight for just a minute, and as soon as they start it up, we will get that to you. All right, so I think the ready checks are going out, and both sides are saying they are ready. I should probably get the audio here, so that way when the game starts, you'll hear it. So in fact, here we go. This is Game 1 of Marietta College versus Mount Vernon Nazarene University. So as I mentioned, this is going to be Kings Row. Marietta will start on offense. So we do want to see our Pioneers be able to get the payload over there. So we'll see what kind of heroes they use, what kind of composition. So in fact, if we take a look here, it looks like they're going with an Orisa Roadhog tank comp. So the DPS will have the Junkrat and McCree for DPS, and for support we'll have Mercy and Bastion. or not Bastion, I'm sorry, Baptiste. Sorry, they start with sorry, or they start with the BA. My bad. I think last week when I was talking about it, I completely mispronounced the Baptiste, so that was totally my bad. Or actually, I'm wrong. I thought Marietta was going to be on the offense since they're blue side, but they're actually going to be defending here. So we'll see how they get their defenses set up. The game's going to be starting in about 13 seconds. So it is interesting that they're not going with the typical shield comp, but it looks like they are going to try to go for some kind of pick. So having the Roadhog there to be able to pull someone in, and then they can just collapse onto them to take him out, because this is a numbers game. And we do see the Reinhardt coming out. You can't tell if they're using a Zarya or some other type of thing. So it looks like Mount Vernon's already quite pushing onto the point and starting to just push Marietta away. The Unity Disc has been taken down, and so it's a Rissa for Marietta. So Mount Vernon's been very aggressive, just being able to push Marietta off the point, and already 2/3 away of capturing the payload. So in fact, several for Marietta is already down, and it looks like that Mount Vernon will be capturing the payload. So now Marietta is going to have to put on the defensive to stop the progress. So we'll see what Marietta tries to do to respond to this. Okay, so now we can see the composition. So yeah, it is a Zarya Reinhardt composition for tanks, and then having the Doomfist as the disruptor, and then Moira Lucio for the passive heals. And we do see the Moira coming out as well as the Reinhardt, so very well coordinated ults there behind Mount Vernon to take out most of the Pioneers. So using the Reinhardt to smash them down, and then Moira to finish them off. So Marietta is struggling to be able to hold up a defense. Although Marietta does have a couple of ults ready with Riptire and Deadeye, so we'll see if they can utilize those to get a stop on this payload. Because it looks like Mount Vernon's already very close to the first checkpoint. It does look like that Mount Vernon was able to get the payload, and we do see a bit of a change, so they're trying a Diva and Brilliant for Marietta to see if that makes a difference in the composition. So it looks like Marietta is able to at least get control of the point and able to take out one from Mount Vernon. Although we do see Doomfist able to disrupt the backline and take out Jakendorf. And the Zarya comes out along with Doomfist's ult to try to disrupt the backline. Although Chunks was able to take down Zarya, but right now it's looking like a 5v3. So Mount Vernon is just able to take out people one by one, and it looks like they're going to win the team fight, so they're going to be able to push the opponent even more. So Mariette's going to have to get back very quickly, group up. They do have a couple of ults. Well, they have a few ults remaining, but they're going to have to do something now if they're going to make a stop. Because Mount Vernon has plenty of time, and they're only about just a few meters away from actually the point. And with the Death Blossom coming out, that took out quite a few of the Pioneers, and Diva's ult did not really connect with anyone. And it looks like that Mount Vernon was able to take round one very easily, with just coordinating a couple of ults here and there, and just getting the team kills. Alright, so Marietta is going to have to put on quite the offense here if they're going to at least try to tie up this round, or at least go into the next phase of the round. So I mean, Mount Vernon was just playing a very aggressive playstyle, just be able to push up, they were able to take control of the control point very early on, forcing the Pioneers to push back, and they were just able to get the right picks, and there really wasn't much that Marietta could do to respond. But we'll see how they can bounce back from this. We'll see what kind of composition. So it looks like, yeah, so it looks like they may be going with a pharmacy comp with the Pharah and Mercy, and then using the Doomfist to try to disrupt the backline. So we'll see if that does anything. as I am trying to get the... Nope, that's not what I want to do. There we go.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Omnix will not be knocked down. Activating the barrier.
And we do see the double shield composition coming in too. So that at least allow a little bit of protection. Although I'm not sure if double shield's going to be effective if most of their DPS and healers are going to be outside of the shields, but we'll see how this works. It may play out very interestingly. If there's a lot of attention to those shields, then it may be enough for Fair in the air to be able to cause a disruption. So we do see Fair trying to get some damage because they see that Mount Vernon's up in the top roof section. And with that Mercy Pocket Healer, that should be able to keep Chucks up. And was able to take out Hanzo. So Marietta is starting to be able to get a push onto the point. And they're actually forcing Mount Vernon to back off a little bit. Although the Widowmaker hasn't spawned out and had to retreat. So Marietta is on the point. Marietta is trying to be able to get the push in. They haven't gotten any kills yet, but they are on top of the point. And we see the field coming out, although Mora and Marietta is actually taking out a couple. Though Hanzo was able to get the Doomfist down, but Marietta is getting the kills, and they are starting to capture the point. And with Zarya down, they should be able to capture the point. So it took a little bit longer, but that's okay. They were able to get the point, so now it's a matter of being able to get the payload to its destination. So that is going to be a little bit tricky with some of the choke points. But very well done by the Pioneers to just be able to establish their line and be able to take out a couple to be able to get that point. We do see Mount Vernon trying to come there to harass. And the Reinhardt comes down, does not necessarily connect. Marietta is able to take out a couple, although they are kind of trading back and forth with Doomfist taking out Lucio, but Hanzo taking out Doomfist.
Rocket barrage incoming.
And the rocket barrage does go down and actually takes out Mora and Reinhardt for Mount Vernon. So this is exactly what Marietta needs to be able to make the push. Right, we do see Hanzo in the backline trying to disrupt and was actually able to take out Orisa. But Sigma was able to take out Hanzo while Mercy was able to get Orisa back up. But that does mean that Mercy's res has been burned and won't be up again for a couple seconds. So we're not seeing too much going on for Mount Vernon. They may just be kind of taking their time, grooving back up. But Marietta is getting very close to their next checkpoint. And we see the Sigma coming out and take at least getting a couple of the Mount Vernon police very low. The Hanzo comes up with the Twin Dragon. But Chucks is able to take down both Reinhardt and Mora. And both tanks are down for Mount Vernon. And Marietta was able to take the checkpoint.
I require healing.
So Marietta is doing a really good job. Maybe they had to get the cobwebs dusted out in that first round, but Marietta is making a very nice push towards the control point, or at least the end of the destination. Although now we do see that Mount Vernon's changing their comp with the Winston to try to go in and dive and cause disruption, but he's getting pushed back. And we see the Moira ult coming out. But the barrier comes out to help protect the defense, although Doomfist for Marietta has gone down. And a very nice justice from above, so Chucks was able to take out quite a few before going down. In fact, he got a quintuple kill and does get res by Mercy. So that might be what Marietta just needs to be able to capture the points. So they are still putting the pressure on with 4 people on top of the payload. And now it's being contested, so Maria's got to get that last push in. Hammond's coming out, so is Deadeye to try to take out some of the Pioneers. And nothing connects. In fact, Sigma takes down McCree before the Deadeye comes out. Hammond's just kind of going around, but he's actually starting to push off the Pioneers, although Sigma all comes out to raise people in the air and actually takes out Hammond and Mora. Marietta still has to get a couple people finished off before they can get that last push. They're just so close. There's a little over a meter left.
Team up for special attack.
And Mount Vernon is just staggering left and right. That's just to try to prevent the Pioneers from being able to get anything. And the more ult comes out, but not quite connecting anything. We do see another rocket barrage, and 3 from Mount Vernon are down. And now Marietta just has like less than half a meter left to be able to take the payload. And we see the meter strike coming out. So Marietta's doing very hard to try to fight this, and they're able to get more kills, but there's just more from Mount Vernon coming left and right, but they're going to have to get more kills quickly if they're going to be able to take this point, because there's still about 2 minutes 44 seconds left and only 0.37 meters left to be able to get the payload to its destination. Marietta needs to get a team kill if they're going to be able to, because Mount Vernon is actually pushing back the Pioneers. They were so close. And now the payload's starting to push back. So Marietta tried to hold off as long as they could, but Mount Vernon was able to stagger left and right and keep contesting the point to prevent the Pioneers from being able to capture the payload. So Marietta's got the group back up. We do see the Doomfist ult coming up soon. We do see the Baptiste ult coming up.
I'm a one-man apocalypse.
And we see the Roadhog being swapped in. So now we'll see if Marietta can get a push in to try to take out Mount Vernon and get that point, because there's about 1:49 left in this round. So Marietta has to go in there and get that push. And we're just seeing Mora actually able to take out some of Marietta. So the Pioneers are struggling to be able to get back over to the payload, but most of the Pioneers actually down. All that's left is Roadhog, I believe.
Healing stream.
We see the Zarya ult coming out. They're doing everything they can to keep everyone up. We do see a 1-for-1 trade. Chucks is trying to get everyone knocked away and cause disruptions. And his ult is ready, but looking for the right time to use his Justice, I don't know what you call it, his Justice Reigns Roadhog. But he will go down. There's less than a minute left, and Marietta has to get a team kill if they're going to be able to take this. They were so close because they were like 0.37 meters away and just was not able to finish the game.
Let's get you back in the fight.
Marietta only has 30 seconds left, and they're going to have to go in with a push. They have 4 ults remaining, 4 ults to use, so they need to go in and get the kills. And we see the Death Blossom coming in from behind, and 1 for the Pioneers who got that. Most of the Pioneers actually go down as a result. And that might be enough to prevent Marietta from being able to push the payload back to the destination. And with that, Mount Vernon does take game 1, unfortunately. Marietta was so close. They just weren't able to finish that part. They were 0.37 meters away, and despite their best efforts, they got pushed back and they were not able to recover from there. So with that, Mount Vernon does take their first game. It is a best of 3, so Marietta can still come back from this. So hopefully that loss does not tilt him, because I know that has to be very disappointing to be so close and to fight off the contesting for so long, only to fall short. So hopefully they can bounce back from that and just get things ready for the next game. So we're gonna get the lobby here set up for that next game. So just give us a minute, and as soon as we're good to go, we will get that to you. All right, so welcome back. Didn't want to take too long to wait. We're still getting the lobby set up. Mount Vernon was doing a swap with the roster, but it looks like they're ready. And it looks like the next map will be Ilios. So this will be game 2. So since this is a best of 3, if Mount Vernon does take this round, they will, or take the game, they will win the entire match. But I mean, overall, the last game, Marietta did pretty well, considering that, I mean, throughout the season, they've had some struggles. And actually, things are getting started. So I'm going to go ahead and get the game up on here. Yeah, as I was mentioning, overall, Marietta did very well in that last round. It's just that they were not able to close out at the end. So maybe it was just not focusing down people and getting them down quickly. And of course, Mount Vernon was putting together a comp that was just stalling and trying to contest as long as possible for ults to get back up. But I mean, overall, it was definitely an improvement from some of the previous weeks. So this is still a very new team. Some of these players, this is actually the first time they've been on an esports team. In fact, from last year, we only have like 4 returning players on the main roster. So there's still a lot of things that can be learned and improved. And I'm really excited for the future of the program, actually, because we are able to get some additional staff, and that is thanks to everyone's support for making that happen. All right, so we should be able to see what Marietta is going with at this point. So, trying to see why. There we go. But yeah, so like, next week we have a couple of assistant coaches who will be able to help us with our League of Legends and Overwatch team. So they're going to be very helpful to be able to make those teams grow and improve and progress. All right, so we'll see the lineup for Marietta. So it looks like they're going with the Orisa Roadhog Gate, and we already see some fighting at the control point. We see Hammond in the back line just trying to cause disruptions. Although we do see Doomfist for Mount Vernon taking out Doomfist for Marietta. And Mount Vernon's trying to take advantage of that center hold there. And Ash for Marietta does go down. And right now, Mount Vernon is actually taking control of the point, and they do end up capturing it. So Marietta is trying to contest it, but they're going to have to get a couple from Mount Vernon down. So right now, Mount Vernon, they're not using the double shield comp that is the current meta, but they are using the Hammond to kind of go around the backline to cause disruptions. Which, like Hammond was able to do with his mines, taking out 4 of the Pioneers.
I am not ready to beat. Rally at my position.
So right now, Marietta is going to have to group up. They do not have any ults ready to respond to that. Although it looks like Marietta has swapped out for the Mei to see if they can slow down that Hammond.
All better.
Alright, so Marietta's going to have to respond. And Doomfist just goes in there and takes out Baptist. And Hammond's just still going around causing disruptions. And they're not able to take out that Hammond. It's just causing so many problems. And even with using the walls, Doomfist is able to get away. So right now, Mount Vernon is just doing a very good job of holding the Pioneers and preventing anyone from getting onto the control point. And right now it's at 72%. So Marietta may only have time for one more push. But the only ult that's going to be up in time would be Moira's ult. Alright, so it looks like Marietta will reset to group back up. So if you thought that they just kind of accidentally killed themselves, no, they just reset. But the control point now is at 90%, so Marietta has to make a big push here. And the only thing they got is Moira's ult. And we do hear a bunch of other ults for Mount Vernon coming out. And it is at overtime, so Marietta is trying to contest it, trying to see where that is. Let's see that Moira does get taken out, so there's no one left for Marietta to go in to contest the control point. And the first round does go to Mount Vernon, unfortunately. They just did a really good job of capturing the point early and preventing Marietta from getting anywhere close to the control point. And I think a lot of it is just using Hammond, using Doomfist to disrupt the team and just kind of going to the backlines and taking out the DPS and healers. So Marietta's got to find some way to respond to this. So we'll see if Marietta makes any adjustments. Looks like they're going to go with the Lucio for healing, Lucio and Moira, and then the McCree and Widowmaker for DPS. Actually, no, there are a couple more swaps. So it looks like they're going to bring it for support and using. It looks like they're going to go with the dive comp because since Mount Vernon is playing a very aggressive play style, Marietta's trying to respond with the Winston Diva, which is great for diving onto the team and using Widowmaker in the back lines to cause disruption. And we do see Mount Vernon using the Hammond again, which has already taken out Widowmaker. Right, so they are trying to contest the point, and Mount Vernon was able to control the point at the very beginning. So let's see if Marietta is able to. Right now they are contesting, so let's see if they can take it back. Right now they are kind of trading, but Chucks was able to take out Mount Vernon's Widowmaker, so that should help.
Time to read my EPS.
You see the stun coming out, but nothing really connecting onto. Going through Reaper. There's just a lot of stuff here going left and right. It's kind of hard to keep track of all of it. We see the rally going out. We can see the coalescence going out. We see just ults going left and right. Both coalescences are actually out now. Winston's going there trying to cause disruption. And actually, his ult's going to be up in just a little bit, so I expect him to pop it right away. There's the ult, just going to disrupt things. And the Deadeye is actually coming out. But Marietta's just not able to connect. And Mount Vernon's able to focus fire people down, so and actually right now all that I thought Mount Vernon was taking the point, but everything was being contested all the time, and Mount Vernon finally takes the point, and we see the Hammond mines coming out trying to disrupt Marietta from able to get in there. Have to wait for the mines to clear. And right now Mount Vernon's going for the aggressive, trying to head towards the spawn camp just to prevent Marietta getting anywhere close to the control point. It just seems like Marietta does not have a good answer for that Hammond yet. Just going around and disrupting people. And we do see a couple ults going out and connecting with at least the Lucio. Although we don't see too much with that. The rally goes out. But even the Diva mech goes out, so all I have left is the baby Diva, and she goes down. And the Death Blossom goes out to take out Marietta, and right now the control point's at 50%, but Marietta does not have an answer. They've used their ults, and they weren't able to take anyone out yet. And we do see more mines coming out, so that's going to limit the path that Marietta can take to get to the control point. So Marietta's trying their best to get in there. The Hammond finally goes down, but McCree from Marietta goes down, and they're just struggling to be able to get to the point. They're kind of using the chokehold. They're able to get a couple, so they are starting to make some progress towards the control point. So this may be their opportunity to capture the point. It is being contested right now. You see the Moira ult coming out. So most of Mount Vernon's down, and I think they are going to concede the point. So they are starting to capture it. Although the rally's going out. So it is overtime because the point is at 99%. So Marietta needs to capture the point. And it's so close. Oh, and they finally do capture it. However, the problem is it's at 99% for Mount Vernon Nazarene. So I would expect them to kind of group up, get their ults ready, and try to do one big push to recapture the point. And if they're able to recapture the point, they will take this round. And if they take this round, they take the game and the match. And we do see Mount Vernon trying to make a play here. The Hammer Mines do come out. And a couple from Marietta are already down, so this is Mount Vernon's chance to recapture the point. And we see the D.Va all coming out, and it does not connect with anyone, and D.Va does go down. So Mount Vernon will actually take the point back, and that may be enough to win the game. Marietta's trying to go into the contest, and Death Blossom is out, and Winston tries his best to go into to stop it, but he ends up going down. And unfortunately, that is the round. So that will go to Mount Vernon. And since that was the second game, that does mean that Mount Vernon does end up winning the game 2-0. All right. So that will be it for just a little bit. So unfortunately, the Pioneers do fall to Mount Vernon in Overwatch. With that said, we are not done yet. We do have our League of Legends match, which will be at noon. So what we're going to do is we'll keep the stream up, but we're going to kind of go AFK for a little bit, and we're going to try to get some things set up for you as we get things ready for our League of Legends match. So if you need to use the restroom, get something to eat, get something to drink, go ahead and do so. But we'll be back in about 20 minutes or so to get the League of Legends match underway. So we'll be